the Ulanzi R099 clamp mount with mini ball thread. I was looking for a solution that would work for mounting my action camera to the front of my bike. And it looks like a fairly made product, but I will be also reviewing that on this bike trip. I'm going to hook it up. Here's the initial mount up of this product on my bike right now. And it did crowd out my little bell some, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. This is just a test of the product. And of course, anybody that owns a DJI action camera knows that the mount is a magnetic mount. There are no threaded provisions on the bottom of this camera, so you have to get the magnetic mount. So that was an additional purchase. I don't know, about 14 bucks or something like that. But yeah, if you have a GoPro, maybe it's different, but with the Action 4, you need that magnetic mount. And so this part was an extra purchase. The rest of this is the Ulanzi. Now it does have, you can screw this off. There's provision to screw this camera fitting off, and then there's a threaded bolt in there that you can thread on, you know, a camera that has such a provision. But this particular camera needs that mount, so it makes it a little bit higher, but that actually could be an advantage. So I'm going to take this out in the field and just see how it works out going through the snow and hitting the bumps on my local trail. Shock absorbers that go into a bike's seat tube area, and they help to supposedly absorb the shock, and it's essentially a shock absorber, and it's one of the more reasonable solutions out there for this particular thing. If you look at it, it's long enough to fit in most bikes and still give you plenty of height. But the one thing that I am noticing is that it's at an angle. If you noticed, I want to say maybe a 30-degree angle. I'm not sure 100%, but I should have a better backdrop to show you this. If you can see that it's not a flat angle, it's kind of tilted toward the front of the bike. As you can see that the angle is too acute for me, and this Aventon seat does not adjust, so I'm going to try another seat. This particular product I'm going to be telling you my impressions of. And then I picked up these seats, which I thought were really cool. They're comfortable. They look very comfortable. They're very wide. They're by YLG, a company called YLG. And the really cool thing about these seats is that they release, and there's a place to put your wallet, your sunglasses, and there's a little light inside built into the back. And I was really amazed. I have one of these mounted to my bike now, and you can see the light is flashing. Now I have my bag on right now, so it won't be seen, but man, what a cool idea. And you can also make the light go solid. The light can go solid like that. And this may be well overkill for this trip. I mean, it's about 25F out there. But I got these motorcycle gloves. Yes, I'm a Temu guy. I got them from Temu. They were less than half of what they are anywhere else. And, you know, like anybody else, I'm on a budget. So I got these Tour Goes. They take a little battery, and the battery hooks up to here and slides in the pouch. In addition, I wanted to show you the battery vest that I have here. And so here's the battery that goes in it, and it goes into the little pouch, and you plug the plug into the battery, and off you go. I'll show the controls on the front of this vest. It's lined with a foil liner. This was also a Temu purchase, but I've used this on my motorcycle as well. That's the reason I bought it. It's been very good. The jacket has a belly and a back warmer, and there are two different controls on the front of it. A long press should start the battery, or should start it on. There we have that. The back's on now. There's the belly. So the jacket is now heating. I would say it's not the kind of heat that's going to cook you, but it's definitely going to add some warmth to your body. I'll be wearing a full head covering from ILM. Covers your entire head. If you want to, you can pull your facial part down, or you can put it up over your face, but I'm going to be wearing that in addition to another hat. Last but not least, we'll be wearing JULI goggles, which are actually ski goggles, but I'll be wearing them today. So here's my setup. I'm all in it now. I don't think air is going to get in anywhere on me today.
I'm going to give this the field test now to see how this bracket holds up to a little bit of vibrations. This cornfield is frozen solid. No give. Very good. Other than maybe a shaky video, I'm going to be heading onto a rail trail with some bolts. We'll see how that turns out. Hi. We're going to beat it up a little bit more. I'm going to go off the trail some. Oh, that is a bump. Wow. Pretty rough in this tunnel. Still good. More serious bumps. And yeah, bracket's holding up very well. So we're driving through some packed snow right now, and it's rather, packed snow is not necessarily soft. So overall, up to now, I am very happy with this bracket. Once again, a fat tire bike, and even a fat tire e-bike like this Aventon Adventure 2 are good bikes for this sort of thing. I know they just came out with the Rambless, but if you're taking a long distance run, you need a bike rack to carry your stuff. You want everything to be outfitted. The Rambless is a great bike from what I can tell, but it's more designed for mountain riding and when you're not packing anything or packing very little. Maybe where you parked your car, you kept your lunch on the car, and went out in the woods and came back. This is a little different. This bike, you can put all your stuff on the back and go 20 or 30 miles or more. If you have another battery, go a lot further. The bike's rated for 60 miles. Of course, in these 20-something degree F temperatures, that is very unlikely, but and the least level of assist you use, the better. So you don't want to use a lot of assist if you can help it. I'm using, I think I'm in tour mode right now, which isn't bad. I'm trying to speak through a scarf, so apologize for my audio at this point. But yeah, it's really cold, but I'm dressed in layers, heated gloves, heated vest, windproof motorcycle coat, bacala over my head, another hat over that, and then currently I'm not talking with the bacala. My lips are starting to get a little cold. Before it gets dark, I'm going to give this one more run through a field to check this bracket mount out. It's going to get a little rough, but this is the last one. It's almost dark. So trying to get in another test before we can't get in another test. I'm going over a moderately bumpy field right now, and I'm not feeling anything significant on the bike. And the recording, if a person's in the city and it's 10 or 12 below zero, if you're only going 2 or 3 blocks, you probably don't have to even dress as heavy as I am. And to be quite honest, I'm probably overdressed for this. But I wanted to make sure I was going to be warm. But I'm pretty sure I could easily right into the teens or maybe even down to 0 or below with the gear I'm wearing now. I want to comment on the Zoom seat post that I showed you earlier. I actually had to take it off of my bike and go back with the factory seat post. The seat that I told you about is actually a very good seat. It's working out very well, but the Zoom shock absorber post tilts your seat. Now, I know you'll say, well, the seat that I got can be adjusted. That is not true because of the type of mount it is. There appear to be several different types of seat mounts, and the one that I use is not adjustable. The pull size is smaller, the seat post size is smaller for that type of a seat, which I think is probably more for leisure bikes. So the seat that I put on here, I had to take the adjustment mechanisms off of it and put it on at just one level. But luckily, I was able to find a level that worked for me. Traditionally, these types of wide seats are not used for fast bikes. They're used for more leisure, casual bikes. And I would say that my bike is probably sort of a mountain bike. It's not really a mountain bike, it's a trail bike. But it works real well with this kind of a seat, so I can't give high ratings. As a matter of fact, I might be sending those posts back to Amazon. So it's been about 20 or 25 minutes or so, and you know, I don't think this bracket's going anywhere. Now, on a mountain bike that you really beat a lot over rocks, I can't vouch for that, but for a trail bike, this seems to be an excellent bracket, this Ulanzi bracket. I don't know if you can see anything rather, but this ice is turning, this ice. Snow is turning to ice. A little different if you go off the trail. Coming up out of the trail, the final leg till I get on paved road here. They still have the Christmas tree there. It's interesting. Another field test here. That's bumpy, I ain't gonna lie to you. On the final leg of the trip, the Aventon Adventure bike is down to about 34% battery. I mean, I've gone, I'm guessing about 20 miles, and you know, I was going through fields and rough snow and all that kind of stuff. And plus, I'm not a light guy. I'm over 200 pounds. I'm in the 230 pound range. So really, all in all, for what this bike did, that's pretty good. You know, I'll have to double check the mileage. You know, in addition to pulling lots of hills, we're pulling a hill right now. And I used turbo mode part of the way. And I think I'm in sport mode now, which is the next mode up from eco mode on the bike. It's giving me a little help, but I want to be able to be sure that I have enough battery to last me. Overall, I'm happy with this trip. I'm happy with the seat that I have on the bike for me. I did have to change out that Zoom post, the Zoom shock post, which is a budget-friendly shock absorber, not one of the high-end ones. If they had just made that bracket adjustable, I think we'd have been better off, but they didn't do that. For whatever reason, they did not do that. So as you can see, the two gloves are still powered, you know, well into the ride. So I'm very happy. Never a cold hand at all. And here's the seat. that I had put on the bike, the extra wide seat. So really liking that. And then the Rock Brothers bag with the bags zipped and folded down. I had 2 gallons of milk in this the other day, but these actually zip up, and then uh-oh, there goes my bike.